Alright, traveling machinist here. I'm on my last leg getting home today, so I wanted to kind of this might be a little longer video, and I'm going to try to explain a few things. You know, Traveling Machinist show, or Traveling Machinist YouTube channel. What's it about? Who am I? And I'll go into a little brief type of background on me. First of all, my name's Jason Tower. I have been in manufacturing machining my entire life. I started out at Votech, taking machine tool technology in Mankato. I then was working at a job, machining, production machining. And that's another thing I'll get into another day, but you know, machinist is a broad stroke. There's many different facets of what a machinist is. And I won't get into all that on this video. The main thing is understanding who I am, what I'm doing, and what some of my plans are. Okay, so, been a manufacturing machinist. I'm very interested in how things are made. I don't care if it's making 2x4s to making farm equipment to making roofs. You know, if it's being made, a machinist has been involved somehow with the production of that product. Whether it's your phone, a computer, you know, a hitch on your car, any part on your car, engine components. Machinists are part of that. So I really I have a passion for how things are made. And a lot of this has to do is I've done some training now in the last couple of years. I ran a machine shop there. I'll go back a little bit. So I started out as a welding shop and then progressed into machining, CNC machining. I ran a shop for 17, 18 years from ground up. I built it up to 30 employees, so it's a small, medium sized shop. And for personal reasons, which I'm not going to get into, we shut the shop down in 2007. During that time, I've manufactured my own components, mostly for the Harley-Davidson aftermarket world, open belt primaries, air cleaners, other things that would be accessories to a Harley-Davidson. So that's kind of my background. I'm not getting too much into details with it. But now I'm single. My daughter is 18 on her own for the most part. I mean, she still leaves me around sometimes, not too often. Love you, daughter. And so with that being said, I made a decision about a month and a half ago to go to the Philippines. And some of that is because I want to learn how they do their machining over there. I'm sure it's very similar. They got a pretty good manufacturing base, I believe, in the Philippines. If I'm correct, they have the second or third or fourth or fifth largest shipbuilder in the world. So I mean, they got Votech. I've done some research on it. So this channel is about me traveling around and getting people excited about manufacturing and making things. I think we've lost a generation, and I'm not going to get too deep into that, but I think the generation is disappearing here in the States anyways. And I don't think enough young people understand what machining is. I think they take a stereotype of it, and they really, that may or may not get, them excited about the trade. Some of it, like I said, machining is a very broad stroke. There's a lot of different facets. I'm not perfect machinist. I mean, I'm always learning things, and that's probably why I like doing this. Like stopping at the John Deere plant. I used to be SME chairman back in the day for a local SME, which is Society of Manufacturing Engineers. So in a way, it's a machinist can go all the way kind of semi to an engineer to the simple parts, making some rudimentary parts. So there's a big area there to progress in and to grow in. And I don't think a lot of younger generation understands that. So my my goal is to go to the Philippines, meet up with some machinists, machine shop owners. I got some more ideas coming. I'll keep you posted as I get closer to the Philippines. But, you know, taking a tour of John Deere, taking a look at one sector of it, it could be as simple as a small machine shop. Go in and, you know, take a look at some things. I'm very versed in production machining. That's where my background is. I'm not a mold builder. I've made a few dies in my life, but these are like the different facets of machining. And if people are interested, I'll move probably more into that. But as I, you know, travel around, I'm going to get more content about manufacturing. You know, there's manual lathes, mills, things like this. So that's really what I'm trying to do. I want to get the younger generation interested in machining, because I talk to many owners out there that we just don't have enough machinists. We as the United States are not producing enough machinists for the demand that's coming up. It's a very skilled job, and it pays well, got good benefits, most of these companies. You know, sure, there's jobs that don't pay that well, but there's a lot of jobs that pay very well. So it all depends what level you want to get at. So that's really what the Traveling Machinist Show is about, is to, you know, obviously the traveling. I like nature. I like animals. I enjoy my independent time. So that's where I'm going with this channel. Because I've gotten some comments, and I've, you know, talked to some people, and I know I've been kind of vague about what my goal is here about Traveling Machinist. And that could change a little bit, you know, or could deviate. How's that? I don't know if it's going to change, but I'm going to still show waterfalls. I'm going to show landscape. I'm going to show different parts of the countries. You know, the snow, the cold, the warm. All that's part of the traveling side. Machinist then is part of getting people interested in making things. You know, because I started out, you know, when I started out my shop, like I said, I started more in the welding area, and then I did a dairy barn for 500 head. I did all the freestalls, self-locks, flush tanks. I did all the metal work in there, and in that I had to make a freestall bender that I cobbled out of a hydraulic pump from an old International combine, hooked up a motor to it, and that was my hydraulic pump back in the day. Then I made my own presses and things like this, so that's where I had to start building my own equipment, because equipment is expensive. So, but I can go into detail more if people want. I can do more detail on some of these things, and I'm sure I'm going to have to do this video more than once, and I'll get more clearer on talking to a videotape. So bear with me as I grow these channels. I think the content will get more refined and get a little more, but I kind of like that raw, like here I am, make it happen type attitude. So we'll just see once how it goes. I appreciate everybody's comments, their likes, the subscriptions, please. And another thing, my personal page, once I start going to the Philippines, I will be posting less on there, I believe. So I need people to go take a look at Traveling Machinist, Facebook and YouTube channels, subscribe and follow. It helps me out with the logarithms, and it also helps me in my numbers. Because obviously, if you've been watching me the last 2 weeks, it's not the cheapest thing when you're traveling around. It can get expensive very quickly, especially in the United States. But then again, stay tuned. I got some things in the Philippines planned. I think you're going to be really excited about, and it's going to be a good time. So definitely stay tuned for that. Traveling Machinist out. Enjoy. Be kind.